What's up, everybody? Trip Smith here, and this is the first Reply Line show here on YouTube. I'd like to welcome you guys. If this is your first time seeing this or one of these shows, the Reply Line, this is our 6th episode. I started doing these on Facebook a little while back, and I've really enjoyed them. I think everyone else is enjoying them because I saw the views on Facebook going up. And so I decided to try, hey, let's throw this thing on YouTube, see how it goes on YouTube. And, I think it might provide, or it might reach more people and provide more value to more people. And also, since I am answering your comments that you leave on the videos on YouTube here live, I figure a lot of people may be missing out when I answer their comments because, I have 45,000-ish subscribers on YouTube and about 2,000 or almost 2,000 followers on the Facebook page. So why not give it a try here? Maybe we can reach some more folks and provide some more value. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, first I'm going to share with you folks either a funny or interesting or negative comment. And then we're going to go real quick into some just channel news and updates. Then I'm going to start answering some comments and questions that I have collected from some various YouTube videos or emails or messages that I may get across various social media platforms. All right, and then I'm going to go and visit with our live people, and we're going to answer some questions directly. So you folks in the live chat, either have your questions ready or go ahead and pop some questions in the chat, and I'll see about answering those shortly. So real quick, we're going to say what's up to everybody. What's up, Bob McElroy? We have Tim Flint. We got the Welsh kayaker who, funnily, he just got fined 60 euro for sitting on a bench by the river the other day. How crazy is that? It's all part of this wild virus stuff. We've got Tim Flint, Blake Hurst, and Leanna. What's up, everybody? I'm glad you folks are here. All right, let's see. Let's get into this. So we had I'll call this a funny comment the other day. Now, this was on the video that I did with my buddies from the fire department when we went down Econfina Creek. And, it was a really, really fun and enjoyable video because there were a lot of logs and stuff down, and some folks were struggling, and, it just made it a lot of fun. And I think that's one of my favorite videos for sure. And Twig Dyer commented, he said, he had quotes up because he was like giving an alternate title for the video. And he said, "Absolute lunatic on a paddleboard tricks strangers into helping him find the Northwest Passage." So I was the lunatic who tricked my buddies to go on this wild and crazy creek to seek out the Northwest Passage, or this just daunting journey. And it turned out to be that, but gosh, we had a good time. And actually, we are trying to plan another trip, some of the same guys, to get out and have another fun video for you folks, so you guys can look forward to that. All right, so any channel updates and stuff, there's not really a bunch, although something I haven't mentioned to you folks is you guys may or may not be aware that I was planning on going to Outdoor Retailer in June. Well, that has been canceled due to the virus. So, my flights have been canceled. My Airbnb reservations have been canceled and stuff. And so we have a week open in my schedule. So what are we going to do? I'm not totally certain, but I think we're going to try and plan a subscriber trip for those times. So how are you going to get in on this subscriber trip? Well, just you better have your notifications turned on here on YouTube and stuff, and maybe go and join the Facebook page, because I'll be posting about when that is going to occur and how to sign up and register, and when that opens. So you guys stay tuned, because I think that will be a lot of fun for another subscriber trip. All right, well, we've got a lot more people coming in. Let's see, what's up, Steven? Matt Cleland, McNicholas, Wayne Cousins. What's up? Hey, Wayne, I think yesterday on episode 5, I answered, I think, 2 of your questions. If you haven't seen it yet, that's on the Reply Line episode 5 on the Facebook page. Let's see here. And Doug Wall, what's up? All right. So let's see what we can get into today with these questions. I love getting these questions. If you guys want your questions answered, comment on a YouTube video. All right. It doesn't guarantee we'll answer your question, but you have a good chance, or you have a chance. All right. Let's see. First question comes from Rick Johnson, 39. Rick asks, he says, "You're getting away by leaving your family. Is your wife getting away by sending you downriver?" Well, maybe. She may be getting a reprieve from me. Although, to be honest, she would prefer that I stay home because she misses her wonderful and awesome husband, even though he has this craving hunger for adventure. She'd rather have him home. So it's kind of tough for me to get away at times. But I don't know. In a way, she may be getting a little free time for herself. But I think overall, she'd prefer to have me home. And that's a good thing in a way, although it would be cool if she was like, sure, honey, go whenever you want. Boy, could y'all imagine the content we'd have then. All right. Next comment is from PJ Handy. PJ said, you've talked about your diet in the days leading up to an adventure. So like, how I eat before an adventure is what he's referring to. Maybe one day you could show what that entails versus your everyday diet. He says, I've cut dairy and most grains and sugar from my diet since watching your diet/exercise video. Fantastic, PJ. And it made a big difference for me. Of course. Thank you. All right, yeah, one day I may go over that, although, now I typically have a pretty clean diet and it doesn't deviate leading up to a trip because I eat pretty clean most all the time. Now, if my diet does deviate, that might be a little bit around the holidays, but not much, or it may be during a trip. My diet may deviate, and because you guys have seen me have the a little more dessert, like the Packet Gourmet desserts, or something a little bit funky that's not always on my diet. Mainly, it has sugars and grains in it, so my diet doesn't deviate much. But for you folks, what I recommend is don't have anything that might upset your stomach or might be out of the ordinary for your diet leading up to a trip, because the last thing you want is to be out paddling and things go sour. All right. Let's see here. All right, next question is from Stephen Zachary. Stephen says, another awesome video trip. Thank you, Stephen. I've been wanting to ask you, what kind of paddle do you use? I couldn't find it on the internet. Take care, man, and be safe. You're right. You couldn't find my paddle on the internet because I actually just looked for it this morning to try to find it to give a reference to you. All right. So the video he commented on was a stand-up paddleboard video. So he's wondering what paddle I was using on my stand-up paddleboard. Well, luckily, I have her right here. This is the one that I was using on that video. Now, this is a Satori. It is upside down for you guys. A No Limits Satori paddle that I got from Academy. Now, they no longer sell this paddle, but it is I believe it's a composite shaft. I don't know if it's carbon fiber, but it may be a carbon shaft or something. I don't know. It's a pretty lightweight shaft. It's not aluminum. And then the blade is a composite blade, and so it doesn't flex. You guys see, I can use a pretty good bit of use a pretty good bit of muscle here, and it doesn't really flex much. So this is a pretty good paddle, and it was an $80 paddle, right? All right, so I want to show you guys, compare that to probably your average, I don't know, $40 paddle. Now, this is a paddle that came with my Leader accessories board. It breaks down into two pieces, so it packs into a bag for an inflatable paddleboard. But the main thing you want to pay attention to is the shaft, but more so the blade, right? All right, now watch when I try and put a little bit of muscle against this blade. Look at there. You don't really want that. That is not fantastic because whenever you put your blade into the water and pull on your stroke, the blade will actually flex, and the more it flexes, the more water is slipping off the paddle and the less your paddle is grabbing in the water. So if you step up from a, say, $40 paddle to a $70 paddle or $80 paddle, be sure that it's one that has a composite blade, not like a nylon blade. You'll notice a substantial difference in your performance of your paddle, right? And this is a not inexpensive paddle, but the improvements that you get when you go from a $40 paddle to a $80 paddle is awesome. It is amazing. It's really, really worth the extra money. All right, so this is my paddle that I use when I am on like rivers and stuff, when I maybe have like logs and rocks and stuff that might damage my paddle. You can see I have a couple little chips, on the tip there. But this paddle, I've used it for a long time on a lot of trips, and it's been super durable for me. And I don't, I'm not easy on my paddles. All right, now my next paddle, this is it's a more expensive paddle. This one came from Aqua Marina when they sent me a few paddle boards. They also sent me a couple paddles, and this one is amazing. This one is completely carbon fiber. It's the Carbon Pro. I believe it's I don't have the technical specs on the weights, but this is a lot lighter than the other paddles. All right. And also, it has a very, very stiff blade. I can't even budge this one at all. So it's a super nice paddle. And I only use this one when I'm going to like the beach or coastal areas or open water, where I know that I'm not going to be, just trashing it down the river or, bumping on rocks and, pushing myself along in the sand and the shallows and stuff. But this is a fantastic paddle. It's about $170 or $150 paddle. Pretty expensive, but you can tell the difference for sure between this paddle and the $40 paddle as you're stroking. And you can definitely tell, and you can somewhat tell a difference between the $80 paddle and this expensive paddle. But if I was a better paddler, I would probably be able to tell more of a difference. So those are the paddles that I use. And so I do think it is wise to invest in a better paddle than the one that typically comes with the board. All right. And like I said, you can spend $80, still get a pretty darn good paddle, and you will be much more happier than your $40 paddle. All right. Hey, you guys, if you guys are enjoying this, how about hitting that like button? I would appreciate the likes. It would help the channel out a little bit, and it will show that, you guys want to see more of this if you do. All right. So the next question is from Reggie Penna. Penna says, or Reggie asks, what's your opinion on boat boards like BOTE and or the Live water sports boards? All right. Well, boat boards, if you guys don't know, they make very nice stand-up paddle boards. They make some inflatables and they make hard boards. They're extremely beautiful is what they are. Very, very, very beautiful. And the Live water sports, or Live, I don't know how you say it, they make a catamaran paddleboard. All right, so I'll start with the Live water sports boards. All right, it's a catamaran board. It's pretty wide, and it sits up higher out of the water. All right, so there's a few reasons why I'm not a big fan of that design. I never paddled one. I have seen them in person. They are beautiful for sure. But, them being so wide, it's hard for you to paddle easily, because you got to get the paddle over the side, into the water, over the side, into the water. So, either you are, holding your paddle at an angle to get into the water, when you should be holding it vertical. All right. I hope that makes some sense. And you could be leaning out kind of farther to get your paddle in the water. So essentially that can have a tendency to make the board turn more, not track as straight. And it's an inefficient stroke. Right. All right. But then also it's elevated higher out of the water. Now notice I didn't say it drafts less, but it probably does, because I don't think they really have fins. Maybe they do have fins. I'm not totally on that. But it's higher out of the water. So essentially it's more windage. So, you're more drag. Like if the wind is in your face or from the side, it's going to have more of effect on that board and yourself whenever you're paddling versus a typical stand-up paddleboard. Now, you go to the boat boards, BOTE. Those are fantastically designed, or they're very beautiful boards, and they're pretty expensive. Now, they're hard boards. They're gorgeous. You cannot find a prettier board, in my opinion. I have seen some in person. I've seen a lot of them in person. I've paddled a few, and it was a very nice paddling experience. But one thing I will say about those is, in my opinion, they are delicate. I know there are two people who I know who own them, who have had to repair theirs. One person sent theirs off to be repaired, and she said it was a pretty expensive repair. And then another gentleman, buddy of mine at the fire department, he bought one that was a little damaged. It had water in the foam core of it, and he worked on it for a long time. He had to let it drain. He tilted the board up, let the water drip out for a long time, and then he fixed it back, and it looks pretty good. So I say all that to say that, it's a good board. It's just delicate. Like, I wouldn't want to use it because I'd be so scared of messing it up. Because whenever I use my inflatables, they're so durable and so awesome. Now, they do sell inflatable boards, and I'm sure those are pretty nice. Now, their prices are fairly high versus some other ones that I generally suggest to you folks. Some we're going to talk about here in just a few moments. But if you want a beautiful board, you need to go to Boat. If you want a super beautiful and really efficiently paddling board with really cool, accessories and stuff, Boat's the place to go. But I'm just not quite careful enough with my boards to want to purchase a Boat, right? All right, so next question is from Just Dre. Just Dre, he says, I have just done a 48-hour water fast. I believe that's where he fasted, as in he didn't consume any calories except for water, and he feels great. Awesome. He said, I've cut carbs a while back, but new to fasting. Do you prefer a daily fast? Yes, I do prefer a daily fast. Why do I prefer a daily fast? Because it's easy for me. It's easier for me to fast versus eat on a regular schedule. That's why I've been fasting for almost 3 years now. It's just so much easier for me to fast. I was supposed to eat about 15 minutes ago. Would have been a 17-hour fast for me since 3 o'clock yesterday. But hey, here I am extending my fast. I feel fantastic. All right. So next question is from the Moneymaker 0129. Moneymaker asks, have you ever considered getting a drone like the DJI Mavic Mini? I think I want one for my Jeep adventures as well as kayaking. Yes, I have considered getting a drone, but I haven't pulled that trigger yet because, all right, the DJI Mavic Mini for the Fly More combo, which is where you get the extra batteries and the little carrying case, is $500. I've heard too many stories about people crashing their drones in the water and things like that. And I'm just thinking, do I want that kind of stress in my life? Do I want to throw $500 down the drain? Because I try to manage, what revenue and what money and what support this channel does get. I try to, be responsible with it. And I don't know if a drone is the best thing. Although I've really come close to pulling the trigger some. I was actually looking at them 2 days ago, but I'm just nervous about spending that money. So I don't know. But if I think they're awesome. Well, yeah, I guess I think they're awesome. But I really think you can still tell a very good story without having drone shots. But drone shots probably would add a lot to my videos. I go to some pretty beautiful places, and they help you really get those good, beautiful shots. All right, next question is from George Lopez. Oh, George, he asks, very good video and info. Glad you enjoyed the video where I compared the inflatable paddleboards, George. Let's see, what do you think about this one? All right, and George, he inserts a link to can I do that? He inserts, I think I can. I'm going to screw it up. He inserts a link to a paddleboard on Amazon, and it is it's a $312 paddleboard, inflatable paddleboard. I was planning on doing some screen sharing. Can I not do that on here? Sorry, this is my first time. What does that do? We're hitting it. Okay, no, we can't do that. What is this? Hold on, I'm trying to see. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. I'll have to learn how to do that. But anyways, it's an inflatable paddleboard that's fairly affordable. Would it be a good paddleboard? Would it work? It probably would work. Are there other options out there that are better? I think there would be. Now, one thing I noticed, or two things I noticed about this paddleboard, is it did not have handles on the front and the back. All right, so I think that is very useful to have, because when you get out of the paddleboard, or when you're hauling it to and from the water, if you have two people, or if you're tying a line to it to tie to a tree or something, or if you jump out and you need to hold on to the paddleboard, it's nice to have some handles on the side. All right, this one didn't have it. All right, and also the fin box, which is how the fin attaches to the board. It was a simple snap-in fin box. When I prefer the U.S. fin box, it's just a standard, a universal standard fin box. I don't know what the U.S. stands for, but I like if you can find boards with those. I think you're going to be doing a little bit better, because it's just a better platform. And if you ever lose your fin, you can buy a replacement, because a lot of times you go with these other companies and you can't really find replacement parts. All right, so that brings me to iRocker, who also makes the famous black fin boards that I talk so much about. So you can go to iRocker. You can get their nautical board. It's $350 shipped. Pretty good deal, right? And it has handles on the front and the back, and it has a U.S. fin box. That's hard to beat. For a little bit more money, you get that quality. But not only do you get that, but you also get a company. I know that George, he was in the States, but for all you folks in the States, this company is based in the States. Granted, like pretty much every other manufacturer, their boards are manufactured in China. Great. And then shipped to their warehouses, then they distribute them from there. But what's good about having a board that comes from a company in the United States is that you have someone to call for warranty claims. You have someone to call when a part's missing in your shipment or something along those lines. You have a warranty that actually you can use. And Blackfin/iRocker is a good company for that. And so that's one of the main reasons why I like to suggest them for buying your inflatable paddleboards. All right, and so for not much more money, you can get a $350 paddleboard that has some pretty good stuff. Granted, it doesn't come with a great, it comes with a cheaper paddle, maybe not the best bag, maybe not the best pump, but it's still a pretty good board. Or you can step up to their Blackfin models, and it comes with, pretty sure all that stuff is good. Maybe the paddle, I'm not really sure about the newer blades on their paddles, but their pump's awesome. Their boards are good. I mean, really, really good. They come with a lot of cool little, bells and whistles on them. The bag is fantastic. So that's just something to think about. But you can still get into an inflatable paddleboard for cheap. That's why I mentioned the iRocker nautical board. All right. Wow. All right. So those are the ones that I have in the little in my pocket here to pull out to answer for you folks. So hey, like I said, if you guys have some questions you want answered, leave them as a comment on a YouTube video, and I will, I read all the comments. I do my best to respond to pretty much every single one. So thank y'all for sending those. All right, so now we're going to go to everyone who is here live, and we are going to check out what kind of questions they have. Wow, I see a lot of familiar faces or familiar names here. All right, let's see what kind of questions we have here. All right, the first question, this one even came before the whole thing started, before the live started. So, hey, I'm glad to see y'all just coming in here and hanging out. It came from Tim Flint. Tim asked, Trip, what fin do you use for your SUP on river trips? I use the fin that comes with it, with the board. And how do you keep it from getting hung up on the shallows? All right, so yes, I use the fin that comes with my boards, which is generally about it's like an 8-inch board or 8-inch fin, I believe. But you can buy a river fin, which can go into the U.S. fin boxes, but maybe not into the other off-brand type non-universal fin boxes. But you can get a fin that's shorter and maybe has more surface area, so it helps your board track straight through the water while it's shallower, so not catching on all of the different things. But I don't use that. I probably should get one. I need to just get one. All right, and he said, how do you keep it from getting hung up on the shallows? Well, sometimes I don't keep them from getting hung up on the shallows, but if I do know there is going to be a shallow area, I will simply take a few steps toward the front of the board, right? So here's the board, here's the front, here's the back. Let's say I'm standing here, I have the fin sticking down right here. If I just take a couple steps to the front of the board does this number, your fin gets shallower, and also there's less weight here in the back, so if it does hit something, it's more likely to kind of bump up and ride over it. And so it does really, really well. Now, if you guys have seen in some of my videos, if I'm ever just cruising the shallows, I will actually walk up all the way to the nose of the board, stand on the nose of the board, and it brings the fin up almost, I don't know, it's probably drafting that much, right? And the front of the board's probably drafting about that much too. And I can just cruise around the super, super shallows, and that is a really, really fun thing to do that I enjoy. All right, so there's easy ways to to get that fin up and over some shallows. And so you have this fin in the back of your paddleboard. So people may think, oh gosh, why do I want that fin? Well, trust me, you want that fin. That is what makes a paddleboard sometimes a lot easier to paddle than a kayak, because that fin, I'm telling you, keeps that sucker tracking straight. So, and it is just a very enjoyable thing to have. So even if you want to sit down on your paddleboard and use it like a kayak, you can still basically have a kayak that tracks pretty straight, but still turns pretty easily whenever you want it to. All right, let's see here. So next, we got a little monster sneaking in here. All right. Next question. Come here, buddy. Say hello to everybody. Not like a monkey. All right. What's your name? He's crazy. All right. Jump down there. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So that was little Weston. Oh, he's coming back for more. All right. So the next question is, let's see here. Let's get on down here. All right, here we go. Michael Hall asks a question. He says, how many miles do you normally do in a day on a kayak? Weston, can you go back in the living room, please? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes, that's a guitar. All right, how many miles do you kayak in a day on a kayak? Well, that depends. 3 miles an hour. So let's say you paddle for, a 5-hour day. That's 15 miles in a day. But then there's a lot of factors that come along with that, or that can, affect that. Are you in moving water, right? Is the river flowing at 2, 3, 5 miles an hour? Are you paddling into the wind, where the wind's slowing you down? Are you paddling downwind, where the wind is helping speed you up? Is there a lot of waves that are slowing you up? What's your physical conditioning? How, then you have to think about the craft itself. Are you in a long, sleek touring kayak that moves pretty good? Or are you on a big, like an Ascend FS12, like a big, battleship or, aircraft carrier that is so heavy and hard to paddle that you just go slow all day? So there's a lot of different factors that go into your speed and how long you can keep up that speed. So that's a pretty tough question to answer. So I'm sorry about that, Michael, but there's a lot of factors that come into that. But if you're trying to plan a trip and you want to say, okay, how long, how many miles can I do in 2 days? How many miles can I do in 3 days? We'll tell you what you need to do. Just plan easy days. Plan like 5, 10-mile days, right? So that, if it is, because apparently if you are, kind of questioning that, it may be some of your first trips, right? So why not make them easy, where you can just go really slow and enjoy it, and gives you more time at camp to set up your camp and get comfortable, so you don't have a miserable time. And also you're not paddling, if you don't tell yourself, okay, we got to make 15 miles today, and then come lunchtime you've only made 6 miles, you're like, oh my gosh, we have so much farther to go. Then once you get to camp, you're wore out and tired. It just wouldn't be an enjoyable experience. So start with an easy trip. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. Jonathan Medley. This is an interesting question. Do you ever go sup surfing in the Gulf of Mexico? I haven't. I mean, I did it one time on a subscriber trip, but I've never intentionally went and surfed. A lot of times the waves aren't very big, and so you can't really surf. I don't know. You probably could, but no, I haven't really gone and tried. It's probably something that I should do. I used to surf a little bit when I was graduated high school, around that time period of my life, and I really enjoyed it. So I need to go back down and try it. But no, I don't. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, my thing just moved. Where did it go? All right. I just missed it. Oh, I think he may have just taken that question off. All right, next question is, what paddle was it that the handle broke off? I don't remember the episode. This question comes from Kathy Johnson. Kathy, I believe that was when I went down the Swanee River on the Kakukahuna. I was using the Kakukahuna paddle, right? And what she's talking about is this handle. Oh, this handle right at the top broke off, right up in here. And yes, it did break, and it kind of sucked, I guess. But I made do, because you can still go without the handle. But essentially, these handles are not all created equal, right? And this handle is designed and manufactured the same way that handle was. And this is one of the more inexpensive paddles, right? But then when you step up to a more expensive paddle, the handles inevitably get better as well. So there's less chance of them breaking. So that's something else to think about that I did not mention. It's a very good question there. And then when you go up to the more expensive paddle, the handles get even better, so have a less chance of breaking. And who knows if the blade's going to break? I don't think so, but we'll see. All right. Oh, here we go. Tamara Kilburn. What's up, Tamara? Tamara says, Trip, I would like to try out one of your ice ups this year at Rock Dock before I buy one. Absolutely. That's why I have them all blown up out there, as you know, because I remember you last year from Rock Dock, of course. You're so welcome to try one. I would love to have that. And she says, also hoping you raffle one off again this year. I'm hoping I raffle one off again also, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Last year we were lucky enough to have that Blackfin donated by iRocker/Blackfin. This year, I don't know, what the this virus is doing to their business and the economy, and also want to see how that goes. But you never know. Hopefully, if we do have one, I hope you win it, Tamara. All right, let's see here. All right, Lee Grant asks, hi there, I'm going to be buying my first paddleboard. It literally is going to be used for fishing and paddling up local rivers. What should I be looking out for? All right, Grant, where are you from? What are your local rivers like? I mean, basically, all right, tell you what I would probably do if I were you, Lee. He wants a paddleboard. All right, are you sure you want a paddleboard? Have you been on a paddleboard? If not, I would go and test out a paddleboard. All right, and then if I were you, or I'm talking to you, I would suggest you get on an inflatable. And if you can borrow one or rent one, or just use somebody's one day, I would try that and see what you think about an inflatable, because I think they are going to be the best for you. But not everyone feels that way. But so I would say try something first before you buy it. And then, what do you need to be looking out for? Basically, I would suggest you go and watch my video where I compare paddleboards, or say how to buy an inflatable paddleboard, or what to do when you buy an inflatable paddleboard. I can't exactly think of the name right now, but I go over a lot of the things you want to look for. And that's things like I've already kind of mentioned, the US fin box, handles on top of the paddleboard, and things like that, and a good pump, and also a good company where if you do have issues, where you can contact that company. So I would go and browse around. Personally, I would go look at a Blackfin, probably an XL for you. There's a link below in the description of this video. Go and look at those. Pretty sweet. If you want something a little less expensive, go. There's a link also to the iRocker Nautical. Go check that out. $350. It'll be shipped to your house. Pretty darn good board. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Oh, man, this is jacking up on me. All right. Oh, here's a good one. All right. Foul Better TV. He asks, what do you think about solo skiffs? What do I think about a solo skiff? I think they're pretty cool, really and truly. I've never been on one. I have, I've been around some and, touched them. I've never seen them in the water, but, they look pretty cool. And I've considered one, of course, whenever I was looking at skiffs and stuff and motorized vessels, but I didn't get one. They're a little, the capacity on it is a little small. The storage is a little small, because like what I had in mind for a boat was something that I could do some more longer distance trips in, and so I have to carry extra fuel for that. So that's kind of why I didn't go the solo skiff. And also, like, for the money, you can get into a Ginu pretty cheap, and you usually have a bigger motor that's going to be in that price, and so you're faster, you're a little bit larger, it's a little tougher of a vessel, and things like that. And you can have the extra capacity, and you can take people along with you, so you kind of get more bang for your buck, in my opinion, with a Ginu. And then if you want to step up to a little more of a micro skiff or flat skiff, kind of like my IPV 14, that can cost you, well, it depends. It might not cost you much money if you get a little fixer-upper, kind of like I did, but it typically will cost you a little bit more than a Ginu, and a little bit more than a micro skiff like the solo skiff. But I don't know. I would like to try a solo skiff for sure, but I just haven't had the chance to. I don't know. Don't really have much more for you there, but hope that helps you out there. All right, the Welsh Kayaker. He says, does salt water erode the board? I guess he's talking about an inflatable paddleboard. No, absolutely not. I don't know if anything erodes those boards. I'm telling you guys, they're tough as nails. That the PVC that they make them out of is awesome stuff. So no, salt water doesn't have any effect on them. I haven't seen anything having an effect on the padding yet. Although I do remember one time when I was down in Destin, I saw one of the boat docks, and basically it's a square inflatable paddleboard that has padding on top. And it was obvious it had been just sitting out in front of this restaurant as a kind of something to play on for a long time. And I did see the foam was all peeling up and stuff. So that was kind of a bummer, because I'd never seen a failure before. But I mean, no, I think the sun or those things are pretty resilient to the sun, especially if you take care of it. Like me, every time I get home from a trip, I wash things and clean them up and dry them off, and just try to take really good care of my equipment so that it does last a long time. All right, let's see here. Next question is from Sally O'Halloran. Hope I got that right, Sally. All right, let's see here. Sally says, "Hi, Trip. Do you think there is a real difference between Red and other expensive brands, width and volume?" That is a really good question, Sally. All right. Yes, I do think there is a difference between like Red Paddle Co. And let's say Blackfin, for instance, because both of those are a little bit more expensive boards. Actually, the Red Paddle Co. boards are quite a bit more expensive, right, than even the Blackfins. Then you can go from the Blackfin to the Leader Accessory board, which is like a $500 board, or you can go to like the iRocker Nautical, which is like a $350 board. Yes, there's certainly differences in those, but what I will say is most people, your average paddler, probably will not notice most of those differences, or at least you won't notice most of the differences between the Blackfin and the Red Paddle Co. board. It's kind of like it's kind of like these paddles back here. I have the $70 paddle and I have the $160 paddle. All right, you are going to notice a lot more bang for your buck when you jump up from a $40 paddle to an $80 paddle or whatever, how much it is. You're going to notice, wow, there's such a difference. I paid, kind of more than this cheap one, and I got a lot better product. But then if you go from this mid-grade product to a premium product, you're not going to notice quite as much of a difference. And so if you step up from the Blackfin to the Red Paddle Co., because all right, the Blackfin, let's say the Blackfin Mark V, what's that, like I can't remember. It's like a $600, no, it's probably like an $800 board. All right, now that one is comparable to my Red Paddle Co. Voyager, right? And that thing is about $1,400, $1,500 for that paddleboard versus, let's say, $800 for the iRocker, for the Blackfin Mark V. That's a big difference. But with that, with the Blackfin, you're getting a really, really, really awesome board for not the price of the Red Paddle Co. And you're not going to notice a lot of differences. I mean, granted, there are some, and what they're going to be is like, okay, the red board is going to be a little bit lighter. It's going to be a little bit stiffer. It's going to have you put a little bit more air pressure, a little higher PSI in it. So it's going to make it stiffer. It's the finish maybe a little bit better, but you're still going to get just as much enjoyment. And, the Blackfin's going to work pretty much just as well as the Red Paddle Co. boards. So there you go. And, you make it a little bit better. Bag with the Red Paddle Co. Because if you guys notice, whenever I did the trip where I hiked in with the board on my back, I used the Red Paddle Co. bag. And why did I use that bag? Because it was obviously the most durable bag and the best constructed bag. So I want to use that for all the weight and stuff. So you are going to get a little bit better accessories with the more premium prices. But I think if most people shoot for the middle of the road, you're going to get a good product. All right. I hope that answered your question, Sally. I think I did pretty good with that one. All right. Next question is from Michael Hall. Have you ever thought about using the Amok hammock, the flat sleeping hammock? Okay. And what he's talking about, this is the hammock where you actually lay kind of like, let's say your hammock is hanging this way. Well, let's see. Say your hammock is hanging this way, right? Typically you lay this way. Well, this hammock, you actually lay this direction and you lay flat in that. Yes, I have considered using it, and I have seen them. People brought them to Rockadoc both years, and they're pretty cool. They're kind of loud though when you're laying in them. And one thing that I have thought about them is, if you get into a rainstorm, is your tarp going to keep you as dry? Because typically with a tarp, generally your tarp's going between your trees, kind of like this here. So your hammock is underneath it this way. But with the hammock, you'd be laying this direction. I hope that makes sense. Under the tarp, right? So would your tarp have to be flatter and wider out so you get more wind in there, which you need a bigger tarp? Maybe, I don't know. And also, I think another big thing for me is the bulk and the weight of that thing, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot bigger and heavier than my little bitty hammock that I use. So, no, I haven't really used it. Oh, hey, we had a super chat come in. I think we actually had another one earlier. Let's see here. This is from Steve R. Steve, thank you so much for the super chat. The booger forgot to add the cash sticker thingy and greetings from OZ. I guess he did, huh? Hey, Steve, thank you very much for that super chat. That's awesome, man. And Hope everything's going well down in your area with the old virus. I hope we all get over that junk, right? All right, let's see here. The next question is going to be, let's see, wow, so many people here. Oh, here's another one. Holy moly. Eastrup sent in a $50 super chat. Man, how awesome is that? Let's see here. He asked, have you ever heard of the Billboard sub? I bought it in January. It's the best sub you can get in opinion. Look it up. All right, we're looking up really fast. Start super chatter. Billboard sub. Oh, okay. Yes, the Elite paddleboard. Oh, wow. It looks pretty cool. I wish I could show it to you folks. We're going to go shop. They're all like black and white. Holy cow. H4 carbon kit black. Looks like what Batman would paddle. No, I haven't seen these, but I'm going to check them out for sure. Whoa. Oh, wow. They are pretty premium. Cool. Hey, thanks for mentioning that to me. And it has the good fin box. It even has a light on the front of it. Is that for real? Wow, that is cool. Hey, thanks for letting me know about that, Eastrup. That's pretty sweet. I'm gonna leave that open. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, it's called the Sub for James Bond. Yeah, it's about what it looks like. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see if I can get back to where I was in the chat. Let's see here. Wayne Cousins, he asked, Trip, have you got more stock of your T-shirts? Yes, we do have more T-shirts in stock, and they're on sale, if you guys didn't know, for 40% off if you use code TRIPDIP when you check out. Yes, we do still have more in stock. I think we're out of 2XLs, but I think we have pretty much everything else. And we have a lot of the red Rockadoc T-shirts, too, from last year. We got a lot of those left. Go buy those if you haven't. All right. Oh, here's a question from Leanna or Nene. Let's see. How do you schedule your workouts around your fasting regimen? Does it matter or affect your workouts? Man, I love these questions. I could start a whole new channel about fitness and nutrition. All right. How do I schedule my workouts around my fasting? Well, I really don't. Well, yeah, I kind of do. But all right, fasting is going to take the precedent. It's going to be more important. My eating window is more important because that's all about convenience. And I can work out kind of any time. All right. So, and does fasting affect my workouts? Yes, it does affect my workouts some, but not really a whole lot. All right. And does it matter? Yes. See, that's where it matters. All right. So whenever you work out fasted, sometimes you can feel like you don't have enough or as much energy, right? And like if you're lifting heavy and stuff, you may not want to do that fasted, although I do, and I'll tell you why. But generally, if you're fasted, they say you're not going to get as good of a workout or you cannot put as much effort into a workout, right? But if you do work out fasted, it's awesome. All right. So what I try to do is typically I like to work out near the end of my fast. And why is that? All right, because the reason you fast is because you get rid of all the glycogen and stuff in your body, all your fuel, and then it causes your body to start running off fat. So it burns the fat, literally burns the fat, and you actually breathe it out. What do you know? All right. So, but if you work out near the end of your fast, when your body is running on the fuel of your fats, you're going to kick your body into overdrive, kick your fasting into overdrive, kick all of the hormone benefits into overdrive, and it's going to burn fat even faster. Right. So the most ideal thing is to work out and then, and plan to break your fast an hour after your workout. So if you can, let's say you work out at 7, you work out from 7 to 8 in the morning. All right. You busted it. You worked hard and, you haven't eaten till what would that be, like 4 o'clock the previous day, right? Because 4 to 8 is your fasting window or so. All right. But let's say you work out and then you don't eat for an hour after you work out, then you break your fast. That's usually the best way to do it for fat loss. But also you can do it for fat loss and gaining weight if if you're someone who wants to gain muscle. You can just eat a lot more calories in your feeding window. So I hope that kind of answers your question, eh? And hey, you're asking about fasting. That's awesome. I hope you're getting after it because I know, Leanna, you do a lot of hiking and stuff. I see it all over Facebook, and I'm jealous. Hey, but the fasting is awesome. I hope all of you guys take advantage of it. All right, let's see here. Oh, here's a good question or a good comment. I'm just going to read this one. He said, this is from Kevin Blackwell. Love my Blackfin Model V. I'm jealous of you. He said that you helped me pick out. We chose it over the Nixie Manhattan. Yes, I remember that, Kevin, and I think you made a good choice, and I'm glad that you love it. Congrats on you, Kevin. All right, let's see here. Next question is from Eric Hazen. He says, Trip, other than Google Maps, what other tools do you use to check the river to see if it's passable? So I'm guessing you're asking, how do you know if there's trees and stuff across the river? Well, basically, I will try to check some sort of word of mouth, some sort of get some local knowledge, people who have been on it. Where will I go to get that? It depends. If I'm local, sometimes I run into people and I'll ask them individually. Because typically in a conversation with someone, even if they're not from around here, if I've never met them, I'll kind of try to lead the conversation into paddling or fishing, do they get out on the water? Do they go on the river? And then I ask, oh yeah, what's it like down there? Have you, because I look on the maps all the time and I kind of know a lot of creeks and rivers. I'm like, yeah, have you ever been up so-and-so? You ever been up over here? And then if they say, well, yeah, I have, I said, oh, well, tell me about it. Are there trees down? Are there any springs? Are there any shoals? Is there sandbars? What's the water clarity like? Things like that. So I will get that knowledge from people sometimes whenever I can. Like I said, I'll even do that. People who I just meet in Walmart or something. I'll be like, if they recognize me, I'll be like, I'll ask them about their grounds or whatever, their area. But then other than that, you can get on Facebook. It's a really good spot to go. Because a lot of times there's paddling groups for a particular state or region, or you can just type in to Google, kayak camping or kayaking, whatever stretch of river, and then see where that leads you. And a lot of times that can lead you to a Facebook group. And then you go on that Facebook group and you ask for the current conditions of said waterway. So that is how I would do it. All right. Let's see here. That's a good question, man. This is so much fun, you guys. All right. Eduardo J. Eugene M. He says, hi, Master. Well, howdy. For beginner, is it really safe to fish with an ice up? Man, that's a pretty good question. The hook could damage the board, right? Yes, the hook could damage the board. Now, is it safe to fish on an ice up? Yes, I think it is absolutely safe to fish on an ice up because I'm telling you guys, that's just pretty durable. And it would take, you almost being intentional or extremely careless for you to puncture your inflatable paddleboard. So as long as you're not, setting the hook in the side and things like that, I don't think you're in any danger of puncturing it. If the hook just falls down there or, kind of, gets snagged a little bit in it, I don't think it's going to damage your board because I have actually had some damage happen to my boards. It wasn't actually, whenever I loaned some boards at one time, the straps kind of wore into the sides of the board and so wore through the outer layer of the PVC material. And the board's never leaked. It's never had a bubble or anything like that. So I think they are pretty resilient. All right. Let's see here. Julius Moto Stakili asks, what's your thought on the Blackfin Model V sub? So he's talking about their newest model. It's a longer, narrower board. I think it's a great board. I wish I had that board, Julius. And my thoughts on it are, it's good, or I would suggest that to people who have some paddling experience already, because I believe it's 30 inches wide versus 32 or 34 of the XL. No, 32 of the XL and 34 of the X. So, when you get to a little narrower board, it's not quite as stable, but it is going to move faster through the water. It's going to be easier to paddle. It might track a touch straighter. Other than that, it's pretty comparable to the other boards. But if I could choose the Blackfin, that's the one that I would choose, right? All right, and also, once you step up to the newer models, they have all the cool little action mounts, and it's even lighter than the 2019 model, so it's really cool boards. All right. All right, here we go. All right, Chris talks about, he said, saltwater will definitely gunk up paddles, though, especially if the pieces have little push buttons. So he's talking about, the corrosion and stuff with paddles. Yeah, rinse your stuff whenever you're done with it, especially your nets. If you guys remember that video where my net broke apart, right, because the spring had corroded and everything. Good times. All right, Steve R. says, thanks for all the laughs, entertainment trip. Buy yourself some more trail mix or something. Hey, thanks, Steve. I appreciate you. and I will certainly do something good with that. And hopefully I will use it to the benefit of the channel as a whole, so everyone can benefit from your super chat. Thank you so much, Steve. What a gentleman. All right. Let's see here. Billboard. Wow, we are getting a lot. Long sleeves. What about long sleeves, Tyler? Yeah, fasting is where it's at. All right, here we go. All right, cooking with Whitney. What's up, Whitney? And she also said it earlier, missed you at the Peace River Paddle this year. Yeah, I missed y'all too. If you guys remember, years ago when I first got my Kaku Kahuna, I went and I was a guest guide or assistant guide with the Wounded Warrior trip down there, and Whitney was one of the paddlers on that trip. And they did a little reunion paddle this year, or this past year, didn't make it. All right, she asks, what is your fasting window right now? Just started 3 days ago. Wow, that's awesome. Congrats, Whitney, on starting fasting. I hope you really enjoy it, and I hope it's something that you can stick with. So what is my fasting window right now? Well, yesterday I stopped eating at about 3:55, so let's say 4 o'clock. So if I was going to do a 16-hour fast, that would be me breaking my fast today at 8 o'clock, but I generally do about 18-hour fasts, and it's almost 10 o'clock now. So right now I've been fasting just 7 minutes shy of 18 hours, which is typically what I like to do, because you really get into your benefits at about 14, 15, 16-hour mark, and you really go to good benefits. Well, the benefits kind of change for like fat loss and muscle gain. If you stay in the 18 to 20 to 24 hour mark, that's really good for that. But if you go into like the 48-hour stuff, that's when you get the hormonal boost and the immune system boost, and is greater in those areas. But so right now I'm about to break an 18-hour fast, and what am I going to break it with? Probably about 8 eggs, some sausage. Well, actually, first a can of sardines and water. That's what I do every single day. I break my fast with that because when you're fasting, when you break your fast, your body's going to suck up all that good stuff that you eat. So sardines are fantastic for you. That's why I break my fast every day with this. But I enjoy it. But then I'm going to eat a lot of food, and I really enjoy that. All right, we're getting to the end here. All right, let's see here. Jonathan Medley, he asks, have you ever done a video demonstrating a self-inflating PFD? No, I haven't done that. Should I do that? Probably should, because that the video of will your PFD save your life or something, that one did really well. So I probably should do that, because I have my belt PFD, and I have one of the ones, the regular ones. I probably should do that. That would be a fun video. All right, consider it put on the list and pretty high, Jonathan. We will take care of that for you. All right, let's see here. All right, folks. Wow, thank y'all so much. Oh, and Whitney, she said 18 hours. Wow, I hope you can make it that. Okay, when you're first starting, I would say just go 16 and be done. A little naked boy right there. All right. Just stick with 16 hours. All right, folks. Wow, 53 minutes. Well, thank y'all so much for sticking around and watching. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys are crazy. Here's a question from Leanna. Last one. Does calories matter when you break your fast? Do calories matter? I mean, sort of, yes. But like, are you asking like how many do you eat at one time? Does that matter? Kind of no, it really doesn't. It just matters how many you eat for that 24-hour period, because there's a lot of people who do what's called the OMAD diet, or one meal a day, where they only eat for 1 hour per day. All right. So no, it really doesn't matter. As long as you get them in whatever your window is, you will do pretty good. She says, how many do I take in? How many calories do I take in? I really don't know. I don't count my calories really. I will sometimes I used to count my protein and stuff like that just to be sure I got enough. But now I eat pretty much all good stuff and a lot of protein. So I kind of have an idea in my head that if I eat this much, good. So basically, I judge mine by I just eat until I'm full, until I'm satisfied. If I want to maintain, if I want to cut a little bit, I kind of eat a little bit less. Or if I want to try to gain a little bit of muscle, I will eat a little bit more than me being satisfied. So that's how I judge it. All right. But really and truly, calories. One of the great things about fasting is calories don't matter as much when you're fasting. If you're not fasting, you need to count calories and all that stuff. But when you're fasting, you will have to count calories. You just have to be sure you're eating good stuff and fasting, and you will still burn the fat. And also, since you're eating in a compressed window, people who are kind of just starting, if you're eating within 8 hours, it can be kind of tough to eat all the food in general. So, you're not going to eat a lot of bad stuff. But also, you need to eat good while you're doing it. You don't really have to get the benefits, but, because you could burn the fat, then you could eat the bad stuff, and it kind of levels out. But if you eat good and fast, you're killing it, right? All right. Here we go. Bob, you're welcome, buddy. All right. Glenda, the good witch, asked Rock question. Will there be names of shuttling services provided? Will there be names of shuttling services? I mean, yeah, if there are any shuttling services provided, there will be names. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have Dale from Southern Paddling Guide, who is totally an awesome dude, a good friend of mine. He will be there again this year to assist with shuttling. And guys, let me tell you, last year he was swamped, but I mean, which was a great thing. There are a lot of people, being shuttled and really enjoying that. So it's going to be, and this year I think it's going to be good again. I think it's going to be really good this year. But yes, and so we're going to have shuttles. How much of it's going to be available, I don't know, but that's something that you sign up for, like the morning of, or either I don't know how he did it or something, but you have to pre-register, or I guess pre-sign up for his shuttling services, and it's like $5 a person. Killer deal for a shuttle, right? That's ridiculous. He wasn't making money. He was just covering his costs to provide that service to all the Rock Rockers. Thanks, Dale, for that. Dale's pretty freaking awesome. You guys don't know. All right. Let's see here. Wayne Cousins says, haha, Trip, you'll have to start making videos based on your diet. Yeah, I might have to do that. Yep, shout out for Dale. Dale gets plenty. Dale got some shout outs. I love Dale. All right, folks, take care of yourselves. 56 minutes. You folks are crazy keeping me here this long. I've got to go and eat. It's been 18 hours since I've eaten. All right, folks, take care of yourselves. Get out there. Oh, and I'll see y'all in the next reply line. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. God bless.